friends, I welcome you all in our next class. Today we are going to move on exercise number 2.1, and this exercise deals with how to solve linear equations in one variable. In the previous lecture we have learnt the meaning of linear equations in one variable. So this would be our learning outcome, that after having this video lesson you would be able to solve the linear equations in one variable. So without wasting any time, let's get started. Hello friends, I welcome you all in our next class. Today we are going to start linear equations in one variable. In the last lecture we have learnt the meaning of linear equations in one variable. This is the exercise number 2.1 of your textbook. Now we would deal with how to solve the linear equations. In the last lecture we have discussed that the equations in which we equate two things are called equations. Here this term, it could be x, y, z, a, b, c, p, q, anything. This is called our variable, and this number, any numeric number, we call it a constant. Now this is an equation. We have to solve this equation. Our equation says that x minus 2 is equal to 7. Now by solving the equation, we mean that we have to find the value of this variable. Means we have to find out the value of this x. If we have to find out the value of this x, then what we have to do? We have to remove this constant. We have to shift this constant to the other side, or we would transpose this minus 2 to the other side. Then it would give us the value of x. Now we would shift this minus 2, but there is a rule. When we shift any constant number to the other side, its sign got changed. Here the 2 is with negative sign, but when we transpose it to the other side, it would be changed into the positive sign. Here you can see that x is equal to 7. We transposed this minus 2 to the other side, and it got converted into the plus 2 or positive 2. If it was in plus sign, then when we had shifted it to the other side, it would become 7 minus 2. If it were plus 2 here, then when we shift it to the other side, it would become minus 2. But now we are having x minus 2 is equal to 7. We shifted minus 2 to the other side, then its sign would change. It would become plus 2. Now adding 7 plus 2, we got 9. So x is equal to 9. This is the required value. So this is the value of our variable which we have to find out. So with this we got our answer. Let us solve one more problem. Here we are given that 6 is equal to z plus 2. Now here the variable is z. We have to find out the value of this z. Now z plus 2 in order to find out the value of z, we have to shift this 2. But when we shift it to the other side, it would be converted into the -2. So, we can write it 6 minus 2 is equal to z. We shifted or we transposed this +2 to the other side, but when we would change this, when we would transpose +2 to the other side, it would become -2. We can write it like the way z is equal to 6 minus 2. Solving this, 6 minus 2 is equal to 4. So, we got the value of z, which is 4. This is how we find out the value of our variable z. Okay, let us move on to the next sum. Now we are given that 3/7 plus x is equal to 17/7. Now our variable is x and we have to find out the value of this x. For this, what we would do? We would transpose or shift this 3/7 to the other side. We would transpose this constant term to the right hand side. But when we would transpose this 3/7 to the other side, it would be converted into the negative sign. So, we would write x is equal to 17/7 minus 3/7. We converted this 3/7 into negative form. Now, we would solve this taking the LCM 7. X is equal to LCM, we got 7. Now 7 ones are dividing 7 with 7. We got 1. 1 multiplied by 17. We got 17. Minus 7 divided by 7. We got 1. 1 multiplied by 3. We got 3. Now 17 minus 3 is equal to 14. So we got 14/7. Now we can simplify it. 7 ones are 7 and 7 twos are 14. So we got the value of x or our variable, that is equal to 2. So this is how we solve the linear equations. This we have to remember that if the constant term is shifted to the other side, its sign got changed. If it is in the negative sign, then when we shift it to the other side, it would become with the positive sign. If it is with the negative sign, we have to transpose it to the other side, then it would be converted into the positive sign. Negative would be changed into the positive and a positive would be changed into the negative. Now here is another linear equation. It says t/5 is equal to 10. Here our variable is t and we have to find out the value of t. But what I am seeing that here t is divided by 5. Now we have to remove this 5 in order to find out the value of t. So we have to shift 5 to the other side. Here is one more rule, that when anything is divided with the variable or anything is divided with the constant term, when we shift it to the other side, it would be changed into the multiplication. Division, the number in division would be changed into the multiplication when we shift it to the other side. If any number is multiplied with the variable and we have to transpose it to the other side, then the multiplied number would be changed into the division. Now you can see that t upon 5 is equal to 10. Now we have to remove this 5, so we have to transpose this 5 to right hand side. How we can do this? We would do this 5 in the division sign would be converted into the multiplication when we shift it to the other side. So we can write that t is equal to 10 multiplied by 5. This 5 transposed to this side. So multiplying 10 with 5, we got t is equal to 50. So like the way we got the value of our variable, that is 50, which was the required answer. Now let us move on to the next problem. Here you can see that 2 upon 3x is equal to 18. 2 upon 3x is equal to 18. Now again we have to find out the value of x. Here 2 multiplied with x, it became 2x. 3 is in the division. When we transpose it to the other side, it would become in the multiplication. As we have discussed earlier in the last sum, that any number, if it is divided with the variable and we have to shift it to the other side, it would go in the multiplication. And if a number is multiplied with the variable and we have to shift it to the other side, it would go in the division. Multiply would be changed into the division and division would be changed into the multiplication. This you have to keep in your mind. Okay. Now we transpose this 3 to the right hand side, and this was in division of 2x. When we shifted it to the other side, it would go into in the multiplication. So it became 18 multiplied by 3. Now we got 2x is equal to 18 3s are 54. Now x is multiplied with 2, and I have told you that when any number, constant number, is multiplied with variable and we have to shift it to the other side, then when we shift it to the other side, it would go in the division. Multiplication would be converted into the division. 54 divided by 2. Now solving this, 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4, remainder 1, 2 7s are 14. So simplifying it, we got the value of x, that is equal to 27. So we got the value of our x is equal to 27, which is the required answer. Now let us move on to our next problem. Here is 1.6 is equal to y upon 1.5. Now we have to find the value of this variable y, but y is divided by 1.5. I have told you that if any number is in division and we have to shift it to the other side, it would go in the multiplication. So let us transpose 1.5 to the other side. But how we would write it? 1.6 multiplied by 1.5, because here it was in division. When we transpose it to the other side, it would go in the multiplication. So it would become 1.6 multiplied by 1.5 is equal to y. Or we can write it like the way y is equal to 1.6 multiplied by 1.5. If we remove the decimals, we can write it like the way 16 upon 10 multiplied by 15 upon 10. Simplifying them, we got, we can simplify it. 5 3s are 15, 5 2s are 10. Again we can simplify it. 2 1s are 2, 2 8s are 16. Further simplifying it, we would get y is equal to 12 upon 5. So we got the value of y, that is 12 upon 5. If we again convert it into the decimals, 5 2s are 10, remainder 2, decimal goes, 0 comes behind, then 5 4s are 20. So we got the value of y, that is equal to 2.4, which is the required answer. Now friends, let us solve one more problem. Here is our next sum. It says x upon 3 plus 1 is equal to 7 upon 15. Now x is divided by 3 and 1 is in addition with this term. Here we have to find out the value of x. In order to find out the value of x, first of all we have to remove this 1. We would transpose this 1 to the other side, but with negative sign, because plus is converted into the minus or minus is converted into the plus if we shift it to the other side. So it would become x plus 3, x upon 3 is equal to 7 upon 15. This plus 1 converted into the minus 1. Now x upon 3 is equal to, taking the LCM of 15, and here the denominator is 1, 15 and 1, we got LCM 15. 15 ones are 15, 1 multiplied by 7, 7 minus 15 divided by 1, we got 15, 15 multiplied by 1, we got 15. Now subtracting 7 from minus 15, we got minus 8. So we can write it x upon 3 is equal to minus 8 upon 13. Now here we are having x upon 3. We have to remove this 3 also, because we have to find out the value of x. This 3 is in division with x. Division would convert into the multiplication when we transpose this 3 to the right hand side. So how we would write it? X is equal to minus 8 upon 15 multiplied by 3. This 3 in the division sign would be converted into the multiplication. So solving this, we got 3 1s are 3 and 3 5s are 15. We got x is equal to minus 8 upon 5. So we got the value of our variable, that is minus 8 upon 5 is our required answer. So friends, it's time for you to give it a try. Now I am giving you two sums which you have to solve yourself, that is y plus 3 is equal to 10 and 6x is equal to 12. Here you have to find out the value of y and here you have to find out the value of variable x. You have to keep in mind that when we have to shift this constant term to the other side, its sign would be changed. If it is in positive sign, it would be changed to the negative if we have to shift it to the other side. If it is in negative sign, then it would be changed into the positive sign if we have to shift it to the other side. Here 6 is multiplied with x. When we transpose it to the other side, it would go in the division. If anything is divided by the variable, then it would go in the multiplication if we have to shift it to the other side. So these are your questions which you have to solve yourself, and here I have provided you the answers also to check your answer. Here is one more. 7x minus 9 is equal to 16. Here you have to find out the value of x. So friends, it's over for today. Thanks for watching. See you soon in the next lecture. I hope that you have well understood the concept. See you in the next lecture. Till then, bye bye and take care.